Hi guys, good morning. I hope you're doing well today because I am going to take you to another journey. We're going to visit a nearby falls located in Catanico. And for today, we're going to bring the bongo with us and I'm going to drive for today. So enough with the talking and let's jump to the video. You'll see my mom in the corner, she's guiding me. Okay, let's go. So this is the road going to Catanico and you will pass by a subdivision. The FS Catanico Falls is approximately 3 kilometers from the main road or the national highway. And it's a 10 to 20 minutes drive. So FS Catanico is a small community or barangay. This barangay is actually located near the city, even though it doesn't have a lot of big buildings or big houses, but rather it has a lot of trees around the area, a lot of beautiful sceneries. So we're closing into the main area of the community. There's a lot of people here and there are a lot of houses here. You could also find their barangay hall here, there on the right side of the screen, and an elementary school. Found on the right side of the screen is the FS Catanico Elementary School. Not far from the center of this barangay, you will find this much more secluded area, and this part you will not see a lot of houses anymore and you will feel like as if you're lost. But don't worry, you're not lost. You just need to follow the road and you'll get to the very end of it and you will finally see that falls. But wait, can we all just admire how this looks like? Look at all those greens and trees and even the mountains. It's really nice. You don't get to see this every day, and that's my job here in YouTube. My goal is to share to you guys the beauty of nature without having to leave your houses. So from this point onwards, the road is going to be quite rocky. It hasn't been developed yet, and there's no concrete road here yet. That's why I hope you understand if the camera is quite bumpy and shaky. We're really near, guys. Down below this road would be the entrance towards the falls. That orange house at the very end, that's the indicator that you have finally reached FS Catanico Falls. So this is me driving and I'm trying to park the car. So we're finally here. Let's let's go down and check out the area. And oops, I forgot to turn off the engine. So that's me and Caramel. So I'm carrying Caramel because there are a lot of stray dogs around the area and I don't want to cause any fights among them or put Caramel in danger. So to play safe, I carried her along the way. So this is the entrance. Are you guys excited? Let's go! Let's go! When you go to secluded areas here in the Philippines or here in Cagayan de Oro City, you need to say, "Tabi apo pura buyag." So again, "Tabi apo pura buyag." Okay? It's like you're saying, "Excuse me," to beings that are not like ours. Okay? It's like a sign of respect for them to say that you're passing by and if you're saying, "Excuse me, can I pass through?" Okay? Okay. Let's go. When I was younger, I was always taught that I should never forget to say "Tabi apo pura buyag" whenever I go to secluded places. This is mainly because we believe in mythical creatures such as fairies or guardians of the forest. And since they guard that area, it's like you're informing them that you're just going to pass by and you will not cause any harm to them. Down here, there's a lot of logs. These were carried by the flood from the typhoon Odette. So in Visaya, we call this Suba, which means river. Once again, Suba, which means river. So welcome guys, we finally arrived at Catanico Falls. Isn't it pretty? And this is the Catanico River. So let's go to the cottages. How tall this is. Hi guys, so now we're here in the cottage. It looks like this. It has a lot of holes on the rooftop. As you can see, it has seen better days. And right here, down here, you can see that there's a lot of dead leaves and dried leaves around the area, and it hasn't been maintained for quite a long time. This is actually a public tourist spot destination and it hasn't been developed for more than 10 years. So this is how their cottages looks like. This cottage right here has completely given up on life and now it's on the ground. At the back of it is a big boulder, a really big boulder. Here's my sister and Caramel for reference. So under this big boulder is a cave. This used to be the dressing room. Since I've mentioned before, it has no maintenance, so it now looks like this. So this right here looks like a big pool, but don't be fooled by it. It may look calm, but the current under that is really strong, so you have to be very careful if you want to swim here.
So in Bisaya, we call it lawom, which means deep. Once again, lawom. So we're climbing on top of the boulder that has a cave underneath. We will visit that cave later. This boulder is approximately 20 feet tall. So this is downstream and this is the view when you're on top of the boulder.
So this is the cave that I've mentioned earlier, under that big boulder. So this is...
Surprisingly, when I got inside the cave, the space was quite large and you can actually start a campfire inside.
Isa mo man! So this right here is the deepest part of the whole river, and there's a heavy flow right in the back. And if you want to see the full falls, you have to climb up that boulder to see it. So I will climb up that boulder so that you guys can see it. I could never.
So I'm going to climb up that boulder now.
This is the stairway up to that big boulder that I was mentioning earlier. So we're going upstairs. Look at this wildflower. I don't know its name, but it's really pretty.
Please be careful when you climb up this boulder. And finally, this is the falls, you guys. So that waterfall is approximately 40 feet tall. Look how pretty and scary this looks at the same time. I do not recommend that you swim near that area as there was an incident around 30 years ago. Someone got carried by the strong current and got stuck underneath the rocks.
So that's the cave over there, and beside that is where we were pointing earlier, or where we were sitting down earlier.
Please comment down below if you think that that boulder looks like a crocodile.
So the children here are pretty natural when it comes to climbing around the rocks because they live nearby.
This part right here was also the most dangerous part of the whole river. Aside from the fact that this area right here is very deep, it also had a really strong current,
Oh, there was a news that someone got carried away by the very strong current and got stuck under the rock. So that was in this area, and to solve that issue, they added boulders so that the current on this side wouldn't be as strong as it is. I know that the river and the falls is pretty enchanting, and the ambience of the area is very relaxing. But please always bear in mind to keep safe and be careful on what you step on. Don't run around. Take your time and enjoy the place, but also really do be careful because rocks here could sometimes be slippery, and during rainy seasons, water levels could suddenly rise. And you should not come here alone. You should not swim in the river alone. You should always bring someone else with you, and do not forget to say tabi apo. As you can see here, I'm really taking my time in finding the right balance before I jump to the next rock. I was really hesitant to swim in the river, but then I saw these two little girls who were swimming naturally on the river, and they told me that this right here wasn't as deep as the other side, but then actually in this area where I'm swimming, it's really deep in that side. The depth of this water is really inconsistent, and you really need to be careful if you want to swim here. I also brought in a floaty with me just to be safe. These two girls beside me looks natural, and they make it look like it's easy to swim here. But in reality, I was really struggling considering I'm holding caramel and I'm fighting against this really strong current. Like, just look at me getting carried away. In the background, you can hear my mom screaming, "Run for your life." Like, how do you run underwater? The water right here is really shallow. It's not that deep, but I really took my time to find the right balance before I stood up because the rocks here were really slippery.
Hi.
So that's me in comparison to that very big boulder. This is another reference. I'm around 5'5", and this is me compared to this big boulder. That's how small I am. This is how slippery the rocks are.
Sakit kita ba?
Once again, both Caramel and I will cross the river.
Sikara. Sikara na rin kamot.
Well, technically, Caramel really knows how to swim, but the thing is, I don't trust this river. But I don't trust this river for Caramel to swim alone. So I carried her around with me so that both of us will be safe. Oh, and did I tell you that this river is freezing cold?
Jump, Caramel. Out. Up. Uy.
I gave Caramel a quick rinse and then wrapped her in the towel. So this is for you guys. I hope you felt relaxed and you've enjoyed this video. So here is a quick view of the whole area. Hi guys, I just washed off and you finally reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for sharing your time with me. Bye bye, thank you.